Yeah, it's live.
Okay. So when I said now we're live, let's go back to my Zoom because sometimes I lose it. Okay, so the questions. Okay, I remember. Oh boy. One
Ju-
thing for sure, she did not ask me about hometown. Oh,
Okay.
okay. For my
The
part,
common topic.
yeah. For my part one questions, she asked me about whether I live in an apartment or in a house.
Yes, like home related, house or home.
Yes, yes. And then she didn't ask me whether I work or study, which is the
Okay.
common. Common is hometown, work or study, and I didn't have that question. I didn't have those. So house and which room in my apartment, because I told her that it's
Your
my
favorite room, or where do you spend the
yes,
most of
yes,
your time? This sort
yes.
of question.
And then she asked me why is it my favorite room
Yeah.
after asking me what is my favorite room in my place. So I told her that my favorite room is my living room. And the reason why is that this is where my cat stays mainly.
With me.
And I get to play with my cat in the living room. And then she asked me, what do you think is, what do you think are the factors that make a room nice or something like that? And I told her that to me, ambience is very important, and that includes when the room is tidy and neat and clean and smells good. That's
You know,
for me.
I got an information from you that you mentioned that you like your living room, and the reason behind is you have a cat, and the cat always stays with you, and it will help me. So I also have cats, and I think I
Oh,
I
nice.
can add this information if I have been asked
If
this sort
you,
of
yeah,
questions.
if you ever get that question.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for my card, oh, and also in my part one, she also asked me about do do you keep cash, something like money
Like
in your
cash or money related wallet, this sort of
yes,
question.
yes. And I said, oh, no, uh, I prefer to have I prefer to okay, I usually use my cards to make purchases, whether online or going to a store or a supermarket. And then she asked me why. and I said well, the obvious reason, it's very convenient. I don't have to
And
count money and
yeah,
and I'm not good.
convenient. Even I can get reward points.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
And then what else? Oh, but then because I felt like she was annoyed that I said it's convenient and I don't really, and people in general don't really like taking cash with them. And when I felt that she was kind of annoyed why I said that it's not practical. So I said, oh, but actually, sometimes I do have coins that I keep in my purse that I use for parking whenever I need to park my car and I need coins to, put those coins in the meter. So that's pretty helpful, but it's not really a normal thing for me because usually I just use my credit card.
Yeah,
So yeah, sometimes you
I
just
have
have to give.
yeah, I have an idea. I just got an information, and that is like, uh, suppose I have 10,000 taka or Canadian dollar. That means it's a big amount. So it would be difficult to keep inside my wallet.
Mhm.
So that's why I always prefer to use and like use credit cards.
Yeah.
So it will take less storage and my wallet will be not full, so we
Mhm.
can use this idea. So that was good, and like the questions like is interesting.
Yeah.
And like I think I have answered those questions before.
Mhm.
So that's it. And what was the part two questions?
Part two question, she asked me describe a neighbor, I guess. A neighbor. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was the, I don't know what else the, for example, the, because you are given this piece of paper, right? I can't remember now what are those bullet points, but so I gave the name of the neighbor and I said like he just he oh, so describe a neighbor and when was the first time you met this neighbor. So I said that
Okay.
first time was in an elevator. I live in the on the 10th floor and I guess he lives in a, he lives on the third floor. I think that was, it was just, I made it up. It was not like real, but I describe a person that is real that I know well, but it's not my neighbor, it's my family.
Yeah, like
So I made up the name and yeah, because it's hard if you keep thinking, no,
like
neighbor, who is
yeah,
my,
you have to speak for the next 2 minutes. So like sometimes we don't get enough points or couldn't generate ideas. So like we have to speak fluently. So whatever comes in our mind, we have to speak. That's what
yeah,
you did.
yeah, exactly. And to make it easier for you to come up with lots of ideas is to describe the person that you know well. Whether
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be your real neighbor, you can just, even yourself, you can describe yourself as your neighbor. Don't say
yeah,
that it's myself, but because you know yourself so much, so you know like, oh, this person, he likes, my neighbor, he likes, I can tell he likes red color because this and that. So, and actually
yeah,
that's yourself that you are describing. So you don't go too far. Don't go think of whoever that is kind of strange to you, because neighbor can be just a stranger. You have neighbors, for example, because for example, if you live in an apartment, you have neighbors that you don't really see that often, so you don't really know that
mm,
much that person. But if you describe yourself, you know yourself so much, what you like to drink, where is it, tea or coffee, so you can just tell that. And like describing a neighbor. So that's what I did. And in part three, I think she went really crazy asking me weird questions. I think she wanted to really like test
like
me.
it was like I think it's like never related questions, helpful, or does she help, how do you communicate, this sort of questions.
Yeah, she really went to test my limit, how well I could
Yeah,
speak. So
yeah,
she
like
asked me.
the examiner tried to stop you at every point.
No, she didn't. She actually didn't. She would
Like stop.
wait when I stopped talking, because I thought like, okay, that's enough information. And she would really wait. She wouldn't stop me. But she went to ask me weird question, like she asked me national identity, which is really the the kind of question that how she phrased it. It was vague because she didn't do it specific. Like she would just say, "How do you? What do you think about national identity?" So that's general. You can talk a lot about national identity, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, my forehead was like this. I said, huh? So I said,
National
well,
identity.
because that's too general. What do you think about, or what do you feel about national identity? That's pretty general.
Yeah, like sometimes even general questions might confuse us, like
Mhm,
identity means we have like yes, we do have one national identity card,
mhm.
but if she asked like identity card, then we might get confused, like we have the student card or like others card. So like you are lucky, the questions were easy, but I think you have been asked so many questions.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great. But yeah, you did well. And I have noticed that like we used to speak, like it was back in 4 to 5 months ago, you have improved a lot. Like your level of fluency is increased. So I think you are good to
Yeah.
go, and
Thank
you
you,
can
Ryan.
get easily 8.5 or 9,
Thank you,
definitely.
Ryan. Yeah, this hosting speaking practice sessions, they really helped me tremendously. I can really say that because
Yeah,
it makes me used to talk about things that are related to IELTS. Although I
yeah.
speak English every day with friends and with my work, but it's different. It's not IELTS. It's although I can also like get those ideas that I talk about at work when answering questions, IELTS questions.
Yeah, like you were busy like for the last couple of months, but I think you are free right now. And the time we are speaking, it's really convenient for me, and I'm totally free at this time. Even if you want to uh, like uh, hold a session, then definitely I can join like on daily basis. And like another thing is, when I speak with you, I feel really comfortable. I don't know why, but when I speak with you, like my fluency level goes up, and it boosts my confidence level.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I really really appreciate that, your kindness, and you are doing so great, and you are helping others, and I appreciate that, and
Thank you,
I
Ryan.
really want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's really nice to hear because sometimes we need those appreciation. We're appreciative that what I do is really helping. That's really a pretty, it's that in itself is a reward for me, even though I really have to take a time from you know, the time that I can use with something else like watching movies or uh, go shopping. But I feel like, okay, I better do this instead of doing those things.
Yeah, like you helped a lot. I
Mm.
mean, like we have been practicing for 1 year or so. So,
Yeah,
like,
that's amazing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
So, like, from my point of view, I think like I have improved a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, my fluency level was bad, and that time we spoke for continuously for 5 to 6 months, and I improved a lot. So, like, you you are amazing, and like the help I got from you uh, is really appreciable.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I remember, but I always find you like already fluent in speaking English. It's not like those levels that sometimes you don't even understand what they were saying. I completely understand when you speak, and although I noticed that it's just I think the only thing that I can really suggest that you need to really work on, not work on hard, but the modulation, like giving feelings of what you're saying. For
Yeah,
example, just I give you example, like when you say it's a big building. So when you say big, it's a big building. So it's like there is like a
yeah, like
variation.
intonation.
Yeah, we call it in speech, it's modulation. So the going up and down of your your pitch
Yeah,
because of the intensity of what you're saying, whether you're enthusiastic about what you are saying. And I feel that this one is it's a big factor for examiners to, they consider that as really
yeah,
a big thing, which is
definitely.
not difficult to do.
Yeah, like when we do like when our like gesture and posture is good, then examiner feels that he can communicate English, and it reflects our like emotions and the wordings, whatever it is. Like it even it will boost our confidence level.
Mhm. And I think even if us individually, we feel that when the person speaks to us and when they get animated, we feel like, we are also animated and we feel convinced of what the person is saying. So I think it's the same thing with examiners. They feel when they are tired already, for you are the 20th candidate that they are interviewing,
Yeah,
and you are different when you speak. You sound more convincing, you sound more enthusiastic and animated, and so they feel like, wow, this is something. And
yeah,
yeah, that would motivate them to give you a higher score. Okay, Ryan, do you want to
definitely.
start with questions now?
You can like ask me part one questions,
Part one. Okay,
or if you want, I can ask you questions.
you want to ask me questions, or
Like if you want.
yeah, but you have a coming, do you have a coming
No,
exam?
no, no. Like I haven't registered yet,
Oh,
so it's fine for me.
okay. So how about I ask you questions, let's say six questions, and then you ask me, and then we can go. So it's back and forth. That
Yes,
be okay?
definitely.
Okay. So I don't know. I have new questions, new sets of questions. Let me try. I think these are my old questions. I don't have new ones. Okay, about telephoning.
Yeah.
So how often do you make telephone calls, Ryan?
Usually I make a lot of telephone calls because I'm a service holder and I work in human resource department, and that means I have to recruit a lot of people. So I have to make calls each and every day. Usually I make like 15 to 20 calls each and every day for the candidates only. Apart from the candidates, I usually call my friends 5 to 8 times. So overall, I think I make a call like 25 to 30 calls each and every day.
Good job. Okay, your next question. Who do you spend the most time talking to on the phone?
Okay. Usually, I have to like communicate with my supervisor. So he always tell me that uh, if you really want to develop your career, then definitely you have to communicate well, especially with your supervisor. So whenever you find any like situation or any information, and at this at that time you should share with me. So that's why I have to communicate with him simultaneously, and I make a call at least like 8 to 10 times in a day. Even at midnight I try to call him when I get any information.
Okay, sounds good. So it's your supervisor that
Visor, yeah.
spend time most talking to. When do you think you will call him
Okay,
next?
usually Usually I call him after office hour, because when we are at office, we can communicate easily without texting or phone call. But sometimes we do text at office hour, because he sits fourth floor, and my uh, chamber is fifth floor. So that time sometimes I feel that it's difficult to move upstairs and downstairs randomly. So sometimes I text him, and after office hour, I always try to call him. This might be social apps call, or might be direct call.
Okay, so let's, okay, who is the second person that you like to talk to or spend time, most of your time on the phone?
Okay, so without any doubt, I would say I would love to call my mother. And like I mentioned that I am a service holder, so I barely get enough time to spend time with my mother. So whenever I get time, I always call her, and we do communicate each and every hour. So she is the only person that I would love to call her, and I would spend time with her.
Okay, sounds good. So is that good enough now? Yeah,
Yeah,
and
definitely. It's
you can
okay.
ask me.
So, yeah, I will ask you questions. Okay, I will ask you four questions. Is that okay?
Is that part one, part three?
Part one questions. Part one
Oh,
questions.
sounds
Okay.
good.
So, your part one questions is all about mirrors. Mirrors.
Mirrors. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, how often do you look at yourself in the mirror every day?
Oh, every day. So there is, I think, in an average, 5 times. And those are like in the morning, I would go wash my face or clean my face. And then at lunchtime, maybe I'll go and clean my teeth, brush my teeth.
Yeah.
And then in between, I would go just, randomly when I use the washroom and the mirror is right there and just glance. And then in the evening, I think I would use it like 2 times in the evening.
Okay. Have you ever bought mirrors?
Oh, yeah, I remember like a long time ago, I bought like a small mirror, and one side is just the normal mirror, and the other side is like a, magnifying mirror. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Would you use mirrors to decorate rooms?
Oh yeah, definitely. I like to decorate. I'd like to use mirrors. Like I have a big mirror, like big, big, big. I lean it on the wall. And the reason being is that it makes your room very spacious. And yeah, and it's not only for looking at yourself, and when you are going out, before you go out, you check yourself, but it's also a good decoration for to make your space really big.
Okay. So your last question is, do you check yourself when you decide to buy a mirror?
Oh, check myself. Well, I think it's
Do you check yourself when you decide to buy a mirror?
I think it's normal. Everyone does that because you don't want to buy a mirror without testing whether it looks good or you look good when you look at it. Because there are mirrors that you say, "Oh no, I look ugly," even though that's your real face. But you don't want to buy that. You want a mirror that
Yeah,
would reflect a very good, you know, uh, that you
yeah,
look good on it.
yeah. The mirror might be cracked, or there might be dent. So we need to check those specific things so that we can purchase the best mirror.
Mhm.
Okay, so like that's the end of our part one session. You did well as always.
Thank
So thank you
you.
so much. And like I, it would be like great if you like organize or held the practice session at this time. So
Okay,
I
yes, I'll let you
it will
know.
be great.
You,
Okay.
if you check the schedules that I just posted, I only
Yeah.
do it every Monday. Yeah, Mondays I can do like this time, but the rest would be in the evening, my time, and it might be like daytime where you are. But I think the weekend one, the Friday one, it's Saturday where you are. So try that if it's convenient. But like I said,
Okay.
when I have it's convenient for me, I will let you know.
Yeah.
It would be a short notice like today, but I'll try. Okay.
Definitely. Just let me know, and I will try my best to like attend the session.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan.